Right, what's happening, man? So I'm going through my collection and I just realized like I've never showed any love to this Armaf Aura EDP. I've owned this forever. I think it came out back in 2015. It's pretty good stuff. It has gotten some love. I'm not going to say it's underrated, but I will say at this point, given the age and how, fallen to the wayside it's become, maybe it's a little underappreciated. I've spent a little more time with it in the last few weeks, and I'm not sure why I haven't talked about it yet. So I don't want to spend too much time on the presentation and whatnot. I just want to make a short video to talk about what I like about it, what it reminds me of, which most people aren't saying, so maybe this is just me, and kind of overall why I think you should consider getting your hands on it. So I'll spend a little bit of time on the presentation. I do like the box itself. It is a rigid box with like an inside liner. Pretty straightforward, nothing crazy. Sticker on back. You have some info on the bottom if you happen to want to freeze it and read that. Like I said, inside the box does have the kind of thick liner and stuff. So the box is relatively rigid. I did keep it for whatever reason. I don't know. The bottle itself, a little bit tacky, strange. Not the worst bottle I've ever seen, especially from Armaf. Two-tone, like a rubberized grip with the glass. This is all plastic. It's not metal. But overall, like I said, not the worst bottle from Armaf by a long shot. It does say Armaf on the side. Info on bottom. And it does actually have a magnetic cap, which I thought was pretty damn cool. And the magnet is decently strong. I wouldn't pick it up by the lid, but whatever. Distribution on the sprayer is solid. Although I have had a few instances where this bottle has like lost pressure, personally for me. But whatever, what do you do? So, to make a long story short without wasting too much of you guys' time, this is like an Invictus style fragrance. But when I wear it, even on the test ships, or maybe it's just my nose, I get like an Invictus DNA along with a touch of like YSL EDP. Like that really strong, syrupy, sweet YSL DNA. I get a little bit of that in this. Now, as it dries down on my skin anyways, and as my nose picks it up as it dries down, that's not as sharp, but it's still there. Again, maybe that's just me, but to make a long story short, it is like this bright, clean, fresh, Invictus style fragrance. Now, for the price, I got it around 30 bucks. I think to this day, it's still in the ballpark of 30 bucks. It performs fairly well. When I first got it, I think this is why I didn't talk about it, because I felt disappointed in the performance. But as I've spent a little more time with it, like a lot of Invictus style fragrances, I personally tend to go nose blind to them. So I, for a long time, thought this was lasting me like an hour or two. But when I wore it recently, maybe about 2 weeks ago, this is what kind of sparked my mind to want to spend some more time with it and maybe make a video about it. I got a compliment like 6 hours into wearing it, maybe even a little longer than 6 hours into wearing it. So I had to revisit it, and I think I am going nose blind. I think I'm getting more around 6 to 8 hours out of this, because that compliment alone was, like I said, safely 6 hours into this, maybe a little longer, and I was outdoors. So it must be performing fairly decent. And like, I forget off the top of my head, 2 other Invictus style fragrances that I own, I wrote them off, wrote them off as crappy performers when they weren't at all. They're actually performing really well, and I was just going nose blind. Hawas being off the top of my head, the number one that I originally said was crap, but it's a monster. It's just me. So yeah, a $30 fragrance, performs pretty well. Presentation isn't that bad, and it's just an easy DNA. It's such an easy DNA. This Invictus DNA is probably never going to go away. Everyone loves it. I don't think I've ever met anyone that doesn't like the DNA. Just don't overspray too much. But it's pleasant, it's easy, it's affordable, it's still around 30 bucks. It's one you should probably look into if you don't already own, something like this. Also, this Aura line, some of you guys have told me a few others were really good as well, so I should look into it more. But just something I wanted to show a little bit of love to, because I just realized it's been collecting dust forever. Came out in 2015. I've had it since probably 2018 and have not talked about it at all as far as I know. So, good stuff. Armaf Aurora is where there's prostitutes up here in Seattle. That's not what I'm thinking of. Armaf Aura EDP. It's a decent fragrance. Check it out. Hey, do me a favor. Like the video if you did like the video. It'd be a do me a favor. It lets YouTube know the video's worthwhile. Channel's worthwhile. It tells YouTube you liked it. Maybe someone else would like it too. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I don't know why you haven't already, but you should. Until next time, guys, I'm going to leave you how I always leave you. Take your vitamins and hit the gym and always stay improving. It's very important. God bless. Be well. Until next time, I'm out.